Imagine a future where you feel energetic and alive, even as you approach and surpass 100 years old, guided by the exclusive secrets shared by Japan's oldest living doctor. Sound impossible? What if the key to a longer, healthier life wasn't about complex diets or expensive treatments, but about embracing simple, time-tested principles? Let's discuss the secrets of Japan's oldest doctor and how you can live a vibrant life well into your golden years. In the United States, the average lifespan hovers around 76 years. But in Okinawa, Japan, it's a remarkable 84, with many residents thriving past 100. These centenarians aren't just living longer, they're actively engaged in life, walking, cooking, and gardening well into their later years. Their secret isn't found in a bottle of pills or cutting-edge medical procedures. It's rooted in their daily habits, particularly their approach to food and lifestyle. Let's explore how you can adopt these principles for a healthier, more fulfilling life. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, a renowned Japanese physician, lived to the impressive age of 105, practicing medicine until he was 100. His approach was simple: balanced meals, consistent routines, a joyful outlook, and appreciation for the small things in life. Today, we'll dive into 5 key principles that Dr. Hinohara followed, revealing how they can boost your energy, improve digestion, and sharpen your mind, especially as you navigate life after 60. Let's start with a fundamental concept: how much we eat. In many Western cultures, the goal is often to feel completely full, even to clean your plate. Bigger portions are often seen as better value. However, in Okinawa, the approach is drastically different. They practice hara hachi bu, which translates to eat until you are 80% full. This simple practice has profound implications for health and longevity. Eating just a bit less reduces the burden of excess calories, lowers inflammation throughout the body, and lessens oxidative stress on your vital organs. It also helps maintain a healthy weight without the need for restrictive dieting. The National Institute on Aging has even linked moderate caloric restriction to a longer lifespan and improved metabolic health. Dr. Hinohara himself embraced this principle, eating light, eating slowly, and leaving the table feeling slightly unsatisfied. He attributed his sustained energy and mental clarity well into his 90s to this practice. Consider Helen, a 68-year-old who grew up with the mantra, "Don't waste food." She habitually cleaned her plate, even when feeling full. Over time, she experienced sluggish digestion, afternoon fatigue, and poor sleep. After learning about hara hachi bu, Helen began pausing halfway through her meals, asking herself if she was truly still hungry or simply finishing out of habit. The results were transformative: increased energy, better sleep, reduced bloating, and a newfound enjoyment of her meals. Try this tonight. Eat slower, breathe between bites, and when you feel about 70% full, pause and assess your hunger. Remember, how much you eat is just as important as what you eat. Protein is essential for maintaining strength, aiding recovery, and promoting healthy aging. However, many people, particularly in the West, mistakenly equate protein with meat. In Okinawa, one of the world's longest living populations, the majority of protein comes from plant-based sources, especially soybeans. Tofu, miso, natto, and edamame are not just traditional foods, they are daily staples in the Japanese longevity diet. Soy-based foods are packed with complete plant protein, isoflavones that help reduce inflammation and support heart health, and prebiotic fiber that nourishes your gut microbiome. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that regular soy intake is linked to lower LDL cholesterol, improved bone density, and a reduced risk of cognitive decline. Dr. Hinohara ate tofu almost every day, believing it kept his arteries clean and his digestion running smoothly, even in his 90s. Meet Frank, a 73-year-old retiree who had always avoided soy due to concerns about hormones. After watching a documentary on Japanese centenarians, he decided to try something new. Twice a week, he replaced red meat with a tofu stir-fry featuring bok choy, garlic, and ginger. Within weeks, his blood pressure decreased, his joint pain eased, and he no longer needed afternoon naps. You don't need to become a vegetarian, but incorporating more plant-based proteins into your diet can be incredibly beneficial. Try adding lentils, black beans, or tofu to your meals a couple of times a week. Let's explore one of Japan's best-kept longevity secrets: fermented foods. These aren't just trendy health foods, they are a deeply ingrained tradition, served warm, gentle, and teeming with life. Dr. Hinohara began each morning with a bowl of miso soup. To him, It wasn't just a comforting breakfast, it was a daily ritual of healing. Miso, natto, pickled vegetables, and fermented seaweed are all staples in the Okinawan diet, packed with live probiotics to nourish your gut, digestive enzymes to aid nutrient absorption, and anti-inflammatory compounds to protect your brain, joints, and immune system. While many seniors in the West rely on probiotic pills, real fermented foods offer something more: synergy. The combination of whole foods and living microbes creates results that pills often can't match. Consider Claire, a 70-year-old retired librarian who struggled with bloating, irregular digestion, and a heavy stomach after meals. She tried fiber powders, digestive enzymes, and countless probiotic supplements, but nothing worked. Then, a friend gave her a jar of real miso paste. She started sipping a warm miso broth every morning, just 1 cup, without making any other major dietary changes or taking additional supplements. Within 2 weeks, the change was remarkable. Her bloating disappeared, her energy levels stabilized, her afternoons became lighter, and her appetite normalized. The power was in the live, active bacteria, not in a capsule. You can easily incorporate fermented foods into your diet. Try adding a spoonful of miso to warm water, or enjoying a few slices of naturally fermented pickles. It's not just about gut health, it's about aging with balance and vitality. In the West, carbohydrates have become demonized. You often hear advice like, cut carbs to lose weight, or seniors should avoid starch. However, the truth is that not all carbs are created equal, and some, like those eaten daily in Okinawa, may actually help you live longer. Let's talk about Japanese purple sweet potatoes. They're not just visually appealing, they're incredibly nutritious. In fact, they make up over 60% of the daily calories for Okinawan centenarians. These sweet potatoes are packed with anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that protect blood vessels and fight cellular aging. They also contain fiber, which helps stabilize blood sugar and support digestion, as well as potassium and vitamin C, essential for heart and immune health. Furthermore, they have a low glycemic index, meaning they don't cause rapid spikes in blood sugar. Dr. Hinohara often chose sweet potatoes over rice, believing they were gentle on the body and provided strong protection. Research from the National Institutes of Health has linked anthocyanin-rich foods like Japanese sweet potatoes to improved blood vessel function, reduced inflammation, and slower cognitive decline in aging adults. Meet Paul, a 69-year-old who was pre-diabetic, fatigued, and frustrated. He had been avoiding all carbs, even the healthy ones, but his energy was plummeting and his cravings were intensifying. His dietitian encouraged him to try steamed Japanese sweet potatoes, prepared simply and cleanly without frying or added sugar. Paul started adding half a cup to his lunch. Within 2 weeks, his energy levels remained stable throughout the afternoon. His cravings subsided, and his blood sugar was more stable than it had been in months. You don't need to fear carbs, you need to choose them wisely, as the Japanese do. Opt for complex carbohydrates like sweet potatoes, which provide sustained energy and essential nutrients. Before we conclude, there's one crucial element that often gets overlooked, a principle even more powerful than the foods you eat. It's not just about what's on your plate, it's about how you live your life. Dr. Hinohara didn't adhere to a strict diet, count calories, or track macros. He followed a rhythm, a simple, joyful rhythm that shaped his long life. Each morning, he started with miso soup, a walk, and reading. He avoided overeating, not out of restriction, but out of respect for his body. He walked stairs instead of using elevators, even in his 90s. He remained curious, gave lectures, wrote books, and smiled often. He once said, "To stay young, you must have fun." Consider Marie, a 71-year-old who used to obsess over food labels, constantly seeking low-carb or sugar-free options. This left her feeling anxious and perpetually chasing the next dietary rule. After learning about Dr. Hinohara, she made a shift. She began walking for 20 minutes every morning, started eating her meals more slowly, and took time for tea in the afternoon, simply to breathe. She even planted herbs on her windowsill and enjoyed watching them grow. This newfound rhythm transformed her life. Health isn't just physical, it's emotional, mental, and rhythmic. As you reflect on the foods we've discussed, remember this: don't just count protein, count quiet mornings. Don't just reduce sugar, increase laughter. Don't just fix your diet, nourish your spirit. If you're unsure where to start, begin simply, start joyfully, like the doctor who lived to 105 and smiled all the way there. Let's recap the 5 key principles inspired by Japan's oldest doctor. Eat until you're 80% full. This aids digestion, boosts energy, and promotes longevity. Learn to pause before you're stuffed. Add more plant-based proteins. Tofu, lentils, and edamame are easy to cook and gentle on the body. Include fermented foods. A spoonful of miso or a slice of pickled vegetable provides beneficial bacteria that strengthen your gut and immunity. Choose smart carbs. Sweet potatoes fuel you without causing blood sugar spikes. Live light, eat light, and smile often. It's not just about food, it's about rhythm, simplicity, and joy. Each of these shifts supports your heart, brain, digestion, and independence. The best part is that you don't have to change everything at once. Just start with one small step, one bite, one habit, one breath between spoonfuls. You don't need a perfect plan to live longer, just small, steady steps starting today. Try miso soup, steam a sweet potato, smile during lunch. These habits add up, and they matter. This isn't just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years.